Hey everyone, Mark Armstrong here, CEO and co-founder of Rate My Agent, and welcome to another series, another Espresso series. Got a great topic for you today. We're going to talk about Google My Business and how to set up and how to use Google My Business. The first thing to say is, look, it's not a question of if you should be engaging in Google My Business. You have to. The reality is, it doesn't matter what anyone says. It doesn't matter what Rate My Agent says. It doesn't matter what REA or Domain or anyone says. The majority of traffic originates from Google. So you really have to harness what we call the top of the funnel. 99% of people use Google as their main search engine. And more than 50%, 50 or 60% of traffic originates from that search. So when people do a search, it's really important that you harness that power of Google. So as I said, this is not a question of if you should engage in Google My Business. You have to. It's just as simple as that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how Google My Business works, and the sorts of features of Google My Business you should be harnessing. I'm also going to show you how Rate My Agent integrates with Google My Business as well, because we view it as a really, really important part of your overall digital strategy. So let me share my screen with you. Let me share my screen, share desktop. Okay, so what we've got here is all I've done here to start with is I've just Googled Google My Business, and I've landed on a page which is how to set up your Google My Business page. I'm sure I got that right. So how to set up your Google My Business page. The most important thing about Google My Business is it's absolutely free, guys. This is a completely free platform. So it doesn't cost anything to set up your own profile, or they call it a listing. It costs nothing to set up the listing. Let me just put on my participants here so I can see the chats. Attendees. Okay, panelists. Okay, it costs absolutely nothing to set up a Google My Business page. Once you click on Manage Now, you will have access into this Google My Business platform. It looks a little bit complicated here, but it's really, really important, this part of Google My Business, because it allows you to control your contact information, allows you to control posts, which I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you the reviews platform. So it's really important to either get your head around this part of Google My Business and really understand how to use this part of Google My Business. Or you can always engage with Rate My Agent. We have integrated with Google My Business. I'll just quickly show you that here. We've done a heavy integration with Google My Business. So rather than having to log into the Google My Business platform, you can log into Rate My Agent. You can manage all of your Google reviews, as you can see here within Google My Business. You can also link accounts here. So this is the linked accounts within the Rate My Agent section. If I click on here, we can see that leasing reviews are being managed here, and also sale reviews. So Rate My Agent, I think one of the things that we heard from our customers was that, oh, not another platform we have to log into. That was a real problem for a lot of people, that they thought they were going to have to log into another platform. So we listened to that. The tools there, if you want to use the Rate My Agent integration, it's a really cool integration. It really streamlines everything for you. So setting up Google My Business, it's free. Just go to Google My Business, and set up your Google My Business listing. We have had the question from a number of people over the last few months, are individual agents allowed to set up a Google My Business listing? Agencies obviously are, and most agencies will already have their Google My Business listing. But we have seen a lot of agents that set up their Google My Business listing as well, just under their own name. And I'm going to show you some of those a little bit later. The ruling that we heard from Google relating to this in the US was that they view real estate agents as individual businesses. So certainly in the US, that Google has said that it is okay for individual agents to set up a Google My Business page. I think it's something that as an agency group, you might want to talk to your agency group to see whether that they're happy with agents to do that. But from a Google point of view, it certainly appears that you're allowed to do it. So setting up free, and we highly encourage that you do that. So there's really three areas of Google My Business that I want to talk about here. The first one is harnessing the search results. So all I've done here is I've just searched for Buxton Mentone, and when a customer searches for your brand name, it's really important that you take control of what they see. And within the Google My Business panel, there's three areas that you really want to control. The first area is this section here, Google reviews. Google reviews are really, really important. Let's make that really clear. We think Rate My Agent reviews are really important, but Google reviews are really, really important. Whilst we can't be 100% certain as to what level of impact they have on SEO, and we're going to do a session on SEO in the not too distant future, we know that they do have a significant impact on SEO. One of the limitations with Google reviews, though, is that you must, or the person posting into Google reviews must have a Gmail account. And that really causes a bit of a problem. What we find is that when you ask for someone to post a review into Google, only around about 10% of people will actually post the review. The numbers show us that only 30% of people across Australia have a Gmail account. So 70% of people either have to set up a new account to post the review, which knocks out a whole lot of people, as we know. If you have to go through and set up an account, it's a significant barrier to entry. So getting reviews into Google reviews can be quite tricky, can be really tricky, but they are really, really important. We've gone part of the way to solving that problem. We've linked in with Google reviews. So when you get a review posted in Rate My Agent, we ask the person who posted the review to click a couple of mouse clicks and post that into Google reviews. If I just show you an example here, if I click on the reviews, I can see this review from Stuart Meany that says expertly guided through our first property sale. If I click onto the agent's profile, we can see that Trevor here, that review was posted in Rate My Agent first and then posted into Google. If I scroll down a little bit further here, we can see a pleasant surprise, more than satisfactory. So again, if I go into Rate My Agent, Christopher Ray got this review in Rate My Agent, and then it was in a couple of clicks that the consumer doesn't have to write the review again. In a couple of clicks, they can just post it across into Google. So Google reviews are really important, really important. The second area here is making sure that you have SEO optimized reviews. As I said before, we're going to talk about reviews a little bit, SEO in a later session, but you can see here that Facebook and Rate My Agent have SEO optimized reviews here. But you can also see, going back to that conversion, 107 Google reviews, and 542 Rate My Agent reviews. So because of the way the Rate My Agent system works, we actually convert getting reviews around about 5 or 6 times more efficiently than Google does, because we don't have that barrier to entry of getting reviews. So SEO optimized review pages are really important. And the last part here, not many people are aware of this one, but the last part is this one here, the posts. This is a really great section of Google My Business where you can post within the Google My Business panel here. So you can post, it might be an open for inspection, or it might be a new listing. Trevor here's got a few posts of reviews. And this is really great. When someone lands on this page, they can click learn more and it takes them straight into that review page. And then they can contact Trevor or whatever they need to do. I think this is really important from a from a mobile point of view, what I want to do here is I'm going to stop share, and I'm just going to show you how it looks on mobile, because it's actually really, really powerful on a mobile device. Do that, do that. All right. So you should be seeing my mobile now. So if someone searches for Buxton Mentone on a mobile, we can see that there's up the top, there's the Google reviews. We can see here there's the search rankings as well. But look at how prominent the posts are on a mobile. They are extremely prominent. And if I click onto one of those reviews, we've got really, really prominent posts that are going through onto the mobile device. So if you don't understand how posts work, you've really got to get your head around them. We have integrated posts into our social media manager, so you can automatically set a schedule to automatically post new listings and new reviews and those sorts of things automatically. Or you can go into Google My Business and you can post them manually. So they're the three areas of Google My Business, of the search functions that are really important to understand. Let me share my desktop again. They're the three areas that are really important to understand when you're looking at search results: the reviews, SEO optimized pages, and also the posts here. The other couple of areas, just to quickly show you, because we are running out of time, we like to do this as a really short, sharp 15 minutes. And once I get through these 15 minutes, I'm here for another 15 minutes. If anyone's got any questions, you can start posting those through at any time you like, through the chat function or through the Q&A. So more than happy to answer some questions there. But the second area of Google My Business that's really important is the mapping, the map search. So again, I've just typed in Buxton Mentone here, and you'll see that the panel comes up here. So again, we have the Google reviews, so really important here. We also have the Google posts, and this is that same post that you saw before that's popping up here. So the search and the mapping, Google My Business really drives two really important parts of those two search criteria. The last area to look at is just the location search. I've got a bit of a funny story here. I found it funny. All I've done here is I've typed in real estate agents Northcote. I live in Northcote, and it brings up all of the agents within Northcote. So it's really important to, if someone is looking for a real estate agent within your area and they just type in real estate agents in your suburb or best real estate agents, you really need to be prominent on this mapping page here. And by setting up your Google My Business listing and by getting reviews in there and by doing posts, we believe all of that stuff helps with SEO and making you more prominent here. But if you can just see here, I've actually got a little one here that says Mark Armstrong Real Estate Agent. A few weeks ago, someone called me out of the blue. I was playing around with Google My Business and I set up this Google My Business listing for my own home address. And someone called me out of the blue and said, I'm looking to sell a property in Northcote. And I was a bit flustered. I said, hang on, sorry, who am I talking to? And I said, where did you get my name from? And they just said they searched for real estate agents in Northcote. And there I was, and they clicked on it. And they got my phone number, which I probably shouldn't have put there. And they called me. So it works. You know, this mapping, a lot of people are doing very broad searches. And when they do a broad search, like find the best agent in Northcote or real estate agents in Northcote or whatever it may be, this mapping technology is really, really important to ensure that you've got it under control. So they're the three areas of Google My Business that you really want to harness: the search results, the mapping, and also that broader location result. I said at the start of this, we're running out of time, but I said at the start of this, we're going to talk about agent Google My Business listings. So there's a couple of examples here. I've just typed in Edward Hobbs, an agent in Richmond here, and you can see that Edward has got a Google My Business listing here. His listing looks really great. It says his name, Biggin & Scott Richmond, director and auctioneer. So anyone who's searching specifically for his name, he'll come up. If they go into the mapping section as well, and they search for for Edward Hobbs in this section, you can see also it's coming through on the mapping section here as well. I have spoken to a number of agencies here who have a concern about this, and I understand the concern that having multiple people using the same address to set up a Google My Business listing can cause a conflict. But we have spoken to Google about this when we were in the US, and they spoke about it really comes down to the search query. So if someone searches for Edward Hobbs, then Edward Hobbs will come up. But if you search for real estate agents in Richmond, you'll see here that it's Edward's agency that's come up here, and Google will give more prominence to the agency over the agent. So that's it in a bit of a nutshell. That's Google My Business. We got through that in about 17 minutes. I'm here to answer some questions, and there's some questions coming through here. So let me just go through them. I've completed Google My Business and ensured I have reviews and completed all the information, even regular posts. However, one of my colleagues gets higher in the list, but her listing is incomplete and has no reviews. Why is that? It's a really good question. Who posted that, Mark? It's a really good question. We would all love to know Google's algorithm, and we would love to know how Google is ranking. But obviously Google is Google's algorithm, its search algorithm, is one of the most guarded corporate secrets across the globe. So the short answer is, we don't know, and a lot of people don't know. But what we can tell you is that Google loves to see regular activity. So getting regular reviews posted, having having posts go through the Google My Business listing, having SEO optimized reviews, all those sorts of things over time is likely to push you up those search rankings. So it's not it can be a timing issue. It can be something that you just need to commit to over time. The colleague in your area may have had their listing up a bit longer than you. There could be a range of reasons, but Google My Business listings are very similar to social media. It's a long-term play. It's not something that happens overnight. You need to be consistent, and you need to keep going through it. Renee here's asked, how about you go convincing your boss to let you use Google My Business software? I have a lot of trouble getting him to a bigger online office presence. He won't let me make an office Facebook or Instagram account, and it isn't very open to any of my marketing ideas. Renee, look, you just got to keep working on that. I mean, the reality is we now with COVID-19 more than ever, I mean, use COVID-19, the digital presence, it was important before this. I mean, now it's a no-brainer. I mean, we have to have a social media presence. It's not a question of if social media works. It works, but again, it's a long play. And we have to have a Google My presence. As I said, the argument I'd be going back to your boss with is that the majority of traffic originates from Google. So if you're not controlling Google, you're missing out on the majority of traffic. It's as simple as that. Got another question here, Facebook Live question from Kylie. When I start with a new agency, can I create a new page and take some of my reviews with me? So in Google My Business, if you set up your own Google My Business listing, you have control of that listing. So you can go in there, the reviews stay there, and all of the information stays there. Very similar to a Rate My Agent profile, where if you change agencies within Rate My Agent, you can come in and change the name of the agency you're working for, but all of the other information stays there. So absolutely, my understanding is within Google My Business, if you set up your own account, you have control of that. So thanks for that question, Kylie. Mark's asked, she has linked to her Facebook, but I don't seem to be able to do this. Why? Good question, Mark. I suggest if you want to reach out to our support team, I don't know the question off the top of my head, but if you want to reach out to our support team, support@ratemyagent.com.au, and we'll have a look at that for you. So happy to do that. How can I fix the photos that they see on Google? The street shows photos always come up and shows a line of wheelie bins. So we have uploaded photos. However, Street View photos still show. Can this be deleted or changed? Again, I think you're beholden to Google's algorithm. So I think that's something that it's over time as Google picks up that information and caches it within their system. But one of the things that you should be doing is regularly adding information to the Google My Business listing, regularly posts and regularly having reviews flow through. The reason being is if Google comes along and doesn't see any change, it doesn't recrawl what it's seen. So it needs to consistently see a change in information. So I suggest you do that. Kevin, if you've got other questions, please contact our support team. We do have an expert Google team. We have a whole team that just focuses on Google, so they might have a bit more information there for you. How do you link to your Facebook reviews? I'm not sure what that question means, John. So we link to Facebook via our social media manager. We also have a link to Facebook to automatically post into Facebook reviews. If that doesn't answer your question, again, please contact our support team and they can give you a bit more information there. A lot of questions coming through, which is good. Sorry if you covered this. Can I get RMA reviews over to Google My Business myself? Ben, the short answer is no, you can't, because the person posting it needs their own Gmail account. So there is no way conforming to Google's terms and conditions where you can get all of those reviews across, because they'll all be posted by you. So that's why we've set up in the system, and we're just about to release next week or in a couple of weeks, the ability to send an email back to all of the people that have posted a Rate My Agent review for you, asking them to post that review into Google with just a couple of clicks. So that really is one of the limitations with Google reviews, that they need a Gmail account and the person who wrote the review needs to post the review. I guess essentially you could go in there and post them all, but it would fall foul of Google's terms and conditions. It really needs the person who wrote the review to post it. So you might find that the reviews ultimately get deleted and get removed because Google don't like them. Anonymous attendee has said, how do I set up a location? I work in 2 suburbs and my office is not in the area I work. So I suggest that might be setting up your own personal Google My Business listing, and setting, if you don't have a physical address, it can be a little bit tricky because Google uses mapping technology. So it does need a physical address. I suggest, again, if you'd like to contact our support team at Rate My Agent, they may have a little bit more information there. I might be missing something there I'm not aware of, but my understanding is that you do need a physical location. Google gets to the point where it will even, to confirm the location, it will send out a card in the mail with a 5-digit code or an activation code. So you may be limited by that because you do need a physical location. I've got another question here from Peter. Can I link an agent Google My Business page from Rate My Agent if you're a professional subscription as an individual agent? Peter, the short answer to that is today the answer is no, but in the very near future the answer will be yes. So we've built out the system so agencies can link to, agencies have what we call linked accounts. And our Google team is in the process of building out the ability for agents to link to their Google My Business accounts. So please be patient with us on that. It's a very high priority for us. So in the not too distant future, you will be able to link your personal Rate My Agent profile with your personal Google My Business listing. So yeah, just bear with us on that. I think that's all. That I've got one more question here. When I start with a new agency, can I create a new page and take some of the reviews with me? So I answered that question before. If it's your own personal My Business listing, you can change that. You can change the address and you can change the information there. Yeah, you can certainly do that. All right, everyone, that's enough for me. As I said, we've got a great support team there at Rate My Agent. We really believe that Google My Business is an extremely important part of your overall digital strategy. There are a couple of limitations there, and we're working really hard to solve those limitations for you. If you do have questions about Google My Business, please contact us at support@ratemyagent.com.au, and we'll be there to answer any of those queries for you. Look forward to seeing you all at the same time, 2 o'clock next Wednesday afternoon. I think next week we're going to look at SEO and search engine optimization, a bit of a black box, but we do have a lot of knowledge around SEO and how you can harness those sorts of things moving forward. So have a great week. Look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. See ya.